As October's chill begins to creep in, casting long shadows and painting the world in hues of orange and gold, tales of folklore and legend come alive, whispered on the wind and shared around crackling fires. Welcome back to Two Tricks, One Treat, where today we delve deep into the heart of October's mysteries. Our first story dives into the tradition of dressing up on Halloween to outwit a trickster. Second, we'll journey back in time and discover the origins of the jack-o'-lantern, a beacon for a lost soul forever wandering the night. Finally, we'll explore why black cats are more than just feline companions. They're guardians of ancient secrets and judges of one's lineage. But remember, while two of these tales are woven from the threads of imagination, one is rooted in the annals of time, a true myth that has echoed through the ages. Can you discern which of these stories are hauntingly true? The other two, just tricks for your enjoyment. Settle in, light a candle, and let's embark on a journey through the enchanting world of October folklore. Now, let's begin. Story 1, The Monster of Masquerade. In the quaint town of Greystone, a peculiar legend has been passed down through generations. It's the tale of a monster, not grotesque or ghastly, but one with a face that resembled a mask. This mask was said to be enchanted, constantly shifting and changing, making the monster's appearance ever-evolving. No two townsfolk ever described the monster the same way, for its face was always different, always new. The monster was mischievous, to say the least. It reveled in chaos, lighting fires, pilfering food, and playing tricks on the unsuspecting townspeople. The town lived in a state of constant vigilance, always on the lookout for the monster's next prank. But the creature was cunning, always a step ahead, always eluding capture. As October approached, the townspeople grew weary of the monster's antics. They yearned for a way to outsmart the creature and restore peace to Greystone. And so, a plan was hatched. On October 31st, they would host a grand masquerade ball. The townspeople would all don masks and costumes, disguising themselves as monsters, ghouls, and other creatures of the night. The hope was that the real monster, hearing of the festivities and seeing it as an opportunity to mingle and cause mischief, would be unable to resist attending. The town's guardsmen, too, dressed in elaborate costumes, their identities hidden. They had a special role to play. As the townspeople danced and celebrated, the guards would dance with them, subtly reaching for their masks. If the mask lifted, revealing a familiar face beneath, they'd move on. But if the mask remained fixed, they'd know they'd found their monster. The night of the masquerade arrived, and the town square was awash with color and laughter. Music played, and the townspeople danced with abandon, their fears momentarily forgotten. The guardsmen moved stealthily among them, their eyes always searching, always vigilant. Hours passed, and just when it seemed the monster had outsmarted them once again, a guardsman danced with a figure whose mask seemed a tad too lifelike, its expressions a bit too fluid. When he reached to lift the mask, it remained fixed. The monster, thinking it was just another reveler, was taken by surprise. The guardsmen quickly surrounded and captured it. The townspeople rejoiced, their long-standing menace finally caught. But as they looked upon the creature, they saw not a monster but a lonely being, yearning for acceptance. After much deliberation, a decision was made. The monster would be set free on the condition that it would leave Greystone in peace, returning only on October 31st each year. On that night, the townspeople would once again don their masks and costumes, and the monster would join them, not as a menace, but as a fellow reveler celebrating the spirit of Halloween. Story 2, Stingy Jack. On a fateful October evening, in a village where the veil between realms was believed to be thinnest, lived a man named Jack. Known throughout the land as Stingy Jack, he was a miser, a drunkard, and possessed a wit sharper than the village blacksmith's best blade. One evening, as the sun began to retire behind the horizon, casting shadows that danced with the fading light, Jack stumbled upon the devil himself at the local tavern. Seeing an opportunity to ensure his soul would never be taken, Jack challenged the devil to a drinking game, betting his very soul as the prize. However, ever the trickster, Jack convinced the devil to transform into a coin to pay for their drinks, ensuring that the tavern keeper would be in the devil's debt. Once the devil did so, Jack quickly pocketed the coin next to a silver cross, which prevented the devil from transforming back. Promising to free him, Jack struck a deal. In exchange for the devil's release, he would not bother Jack for a full decade. The devil, frustrated but intrigued by this human's cunning, agreed. A decade passed in the blink of an eye, and true to his word, the devil appeared once more. This time, Jack, while seemingly caught off guard, had another trick up his sleeve. Feigning his last wish to eat an apple before his soul was taken, he asked the devil to climb a tree to fetch the fruit. As the devil climbed, Jack quickly carved a cross into the bark. Trapped once again, the devil made a new deal. He would never claim Jack's soul. When Jack's days on Earth finally came to an end, he approached the gates of heaven, only to be turned away for his misdeeds and deceit. Hoping for refuge, he wandered to the gates of hell. But the devil, still nursing his wounded pride, refused Jack entry, sending him away with only a burning ember to light his path. Determined not to be defeated, Jack hollowed out a turnip, placing the ember inside to light his way, and so he became a restless spirit, wandering the earth, his path lit only by his turnip lantern. In time, as the tale traveled, the turnip was replaced with the more abundant pumpkin by settlers in the New World, giving birth to what we now know as the jack-o'-lantern. But remember, as October's chill fills the air and jack-o'-lanterns begin to glow, it's not just a festive tradition, it's a beacon for a lost soul, forever wandering, forever tricking, a reminder of the legend of Stingy Jack. Story 3. The Black Cat's Judgment. In the quaint town of Willwood, nestled amidst rolling hills and dense forests, black cats were once revered as guardians and protectors. These feline creatures, with their sleek fur and piercing yellow eyes, were believed to be the keepers of ancient secrets and the bridge between the mortal realm and the spirit world. Every October, as the veil between the worlds grew thin, the people of Willwood would leave out offerings for the black cats, bowls of fresh cream, fish, and other delicacies. It was said that in return, these cats would watch over the homes and ensure that no malevolent spirits would cross over during the month's dark nights. However, Alaric, a man consumed by greed and ambition, saw these traditions as nothing more than superstitious nonsense. He believed the black cats were a hindrance, often sneaking into his granaries and storerooms, taking away what he considered rightfully his. Determined to rise to power and reshape Willwood in his image, Alaric spread false rumors about his competitors during the mayoral elections. He claimed they were in league with witches and used the black cats as their spies. Through this deception, he managed to instill fear in the hearts of the townsfolk and secured his position as mayor. He also began to cause people to second-guess the traditions with the black cats. Once in power, one of his first decrees was to ban the age-old tradition of giving offerings to the black cats. He ordered them to be driven out, pushing them to the edges of the dense forest that surrounded Willwood. Without the protective gaze of the black cats, misfortune began to plague the town. Crops failed, wells dried up, and a shadow of bad luck loomed over anyone who chanced upon a black cat. Yet not all residents of Willwood heeded Alaric's misguided orders. A select few, loyal to the old ways, continued to leave out offerings and treat the black cats with the reverence they deserved, all in secret. They believed that by honoring the traditions, they would be safeguarded from any ill fortune. Fast forward to today, the legacy of Alaric's decisions still haunts the descendants of those who followed his orders. Whenever a black cat crosses their path, they are met with a string of bad luck, as if the cats remember the betrayal of their ancestors. However, for the descendants of those who remained loyal to the traditions, a black cat crossing their path is a sign of protection and good fortune. These cats, with their uncanny ability to sense one's lineage, serve as a living testament to the choices made by the people of Willwood all those years ago. So in October, when the silhouette of a black cat flits across your path, take heed of the events that follow. If misfortune seems to cling to your footsteps, it might just be a hint that your ancestors were swayed by Alaric's deceptive rule. On the other hand, if the encounter leaves you unscathed or perhaps even brings a touch of serendipity your way, it's a heartening sign that your lineage remained true to the age-old traditions of Willwood, honoring the guardians of the spirit realm. Did you get lost in the tales of masquerade monsters, wandering spirits, and judgmental felines? As October's embrace tightens, stories from the past come alive, whispering secrets and truths interwoven with fabrications and lore. Yet among today's tales, only one emerges from the deep well of time and history, echoing with authenticity. The others, merely illusions spun for your entertainment. Are you ready to unearth the truth? The true story among today's trio is Story 2, Stingy Jack. This story isn't just a concoction of our imagination, it's rooted deep in Irish folklore. The legend of Stingy Jack is the age-old tale that gave birth to the tradition of carving jack-o'-lanterns during Halloween. As the tale goes, Jack's trickery left him wandering the earth with his lantern, a soul neither accepted in heaven nor hell. When Irish immigrants came to America, they found the pumpkin, a fruit native to the continent, to be far superior to the turnips they traditionally used, giving birth to the iconic jack-o'-lantern we know today. As the eerie glow of jack-o'-lanterns graces our doorsteps this October, remember the lost soul of Stingy Jack, forever wandering, forever tricking.
Before you go, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel, else you may end up like Stingy Jack, forever wandering the world alone.